welcome to the Get At Gaming Podcast, episode 42. I am one of your hosts today, this evening, this morning, this day, Alex. Also, over here on the other side of the internet is Ben. Ben, how are you doing today?
Just fantastic on this day or evening or afternoon.
See, I don't want to say specifics because, like, someone could be up at like 3 a.m. playing, Call of Duty and then listening to this. You know who you are. You know who you
Yes.
are. You're listening to this right now. You know who you are.
Yeah, you do.
But yeah. So just whenever it's convenient for you, we always do appreciate it when you take a listen, watch us on YouTube or listen to us on podcast services all around the internet. But yeah, we do talk about video games. We also talk about everything that we really just like, honestly. Like, we like a lot of nerdy fun stuff, but also we just like stuff. So if one day, we're just gonna talk about Little Shop of Horrors, like, yeah, we will, because that's one of my favorite movies. But anyway, yeah, so some things we got here. We're going to talk about some Nintendo Switch Online stuff that came out pretty recently. Some release dates for you, as well as the state of play happening tomorrow. Or I guess the day when this releases, so the Wednesday. But yeah, we always like to start this show talking about what we've been playing or our hidden trophies, like if we bought anything new fancy that we want to just show off and just humble brag about. So yeah, I guess let's start with you, Ben, because I don't really have any hidden trophies to show off, but what I've been playing leads into the first news story. So
Yeah. So as we know, it's almost November. I have not bought anything for myself really because it's Christmas time for me. Like I want to get everything bought and wrapped way before. So I've been in Christmas shopping mood. So I don't really buy anything for myself, but I have been thoroughly enjoying and angrily enjoying Metroid Dread. That game is no joke. Uh, and literally most of that game is really just, yep, it's just exploring it. As Alex holds that up, it's just exploring the game and learning from mistakes and then getting better. I mean, to be honest, that's all that game really is.
yeah,
I'm enjoying what I'm playing of it, and whatnot. It's been kicking my butt, like, severely. I don't think I've ever died so much at the beginning of a game before. Really?
yeah. I forget what they're called. I haven't played this game in a while, but those robot things. But yeah, like, they tell you that you're able to counter them, but it's like it's really hard to counter them. I'm like, yeah, it'll be fine. No, I never do it. I never am able to counter them. I maybe countered them like twice, and that's it.
I got one. I got one counter, and that's all I got. Um, but yeah, I'm enjoying it. I mean, I know it's hard. I feel like this is the hardest of the series.
mhm.
Um, even the NES one would ramp up the hardness, you know. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it since I did Platinum Ghost. So again, so I'm just really, and I've been on the other island, but I've just really not had time to play it or Far Cry. Yeah, yeah, no hidden gems this week, but that's what I'm playing. What about you, Alex? I already know, but I think
Are
the
you sure
viewers
you
would
don't
like.
have it? You showed me stuff earlier this week. I guess you technically bought. Like, you bought like Final
Oh
Fantasy Remake and like all this other
yeah.
stuff.
I have not played them. So basically, I did get some other things as well. So I got Metroid, and then I purchased for PS5 um, Final Fantasy VII Remake on PS5, and then the new Tales game on PS5.
Tales of
So
Arise, I think is what it's called.
yeah, I wanted the new Hot Wheels game, but no one has it on PS5 right now.
Yeah,
So that sucks because that would be the platform I'd want to play it on.
I'd play it with you. It looks really fun. And it seems like it's gonna be one of those games that goes on sale. So we might just be able to wait until I don't know, like either Black Friday or something to that effect of like the holiday sales on
Oh
PSN,
yeah.
it's possible that game might be like $20, honestly. So, yeah, keep your eyes open for that, because I'm sure we can definitely find that and play it together.
Yes, definitely. And like, um, it was funny because where I was at, they were like, "Oh, we have it on Switch." I'm like, "Psst, I want that on Switch?
Yeah,
Who's playing that game on Switch? Not this guy."
kids, who it's designed for. But
That is true.
yeah, I'd either be playing it on PS5 or on PC, to be honest, because like it seems like one of those games that looks very heavy on customization, so having a PC to do that might just be easier. But also PS5 is PS5. It's my new toy, so I want to try to get as many things for it as I can.
Absolutely. It'd probably be Cloud anyway on PS5. They're like, "Oh, yes, buy this." It's Cloud. Sorry. I know it's not, but
Yeah,
I'm poking a little fun at you, Nintendo. It's okay.
yeah. Um, but stuff that I've been playing, I guess. If you've been following my personal Twitter, I guess I've been posting a lot of just screenshots of Kingdom Hearts 2. Um, and then I also completed, or I beat Kingdom Hearts 2 on critical mode for the first time ever. So yeah, that was not really that hard. um, I don't know. I,
It
I feel like I had more issues with proud mode, to be honest, because with critical mode you get a bunch of abilities immediately, and then you can just equip them all, and then yeah, early game was a little difficult, but I mean once I got Cure, I was fine. Um, I don't know, not that hard of a game, but I am trying to do all the journal stuff, do all this other stuff I've never done before, and I kind of just randomly went and like tried to fight Sephiroth, because I was just like, yeah, I don't know how I need to level up. I need to do something. And then I went to like I don't know, the place where Sephiroth is in Radiant Garden, and I still like remember that stupid cutscene, because I mean you can obviously skip cutscenes, but there's a certain part where you just like you've listened to it so many times, or you can't hit start to skip until a certain point. But there's just always that part when you first walk up to him and approach him, and Sephiroth's just like, "What is Cloud doing?"
Yeah, that's so cheesy.
Beats me, by the
It's like
way.
that whole Kingdom Hearts cheesiness of what we love.
Yeah, I love the horrible dialogue, because he's like, "By the way, you three, who are you?" And then Goofy's just like, "I'm not sure we should tell you." It's like, dang, Goofy, you gonna
Wait,
try
was
to
it
fight Sephiroth here?
Goofy went straight hood? I mean, he did. He
Yeah.
went. I've always said that Goofy is hood. It's funny because everyone's like, you're ridiculous." I know I'm not. You know it's true. Goofy is hood. That that right there proves that Donald Duck's just an angry man or angry
Yeah,
duck. But
he is, but man, side tangent, like Donald Duck cartoons, I think I've said it before. Um I've never really watched a lot of old Disney before, maybe just some Mickey Mouse stuff, but through Disney Plus, I've had the opportunity of watching old cartoons. And old Donald Duck cartoons are amazing, cuz yeah, he's just an angry man. Like,
yeah, he is super angry.
and it's
Uh,
hilarious. He's very funny. Like, it gave me a new appreciation for him. Um
I loved watching it back in the day. They used to show the old Goofy cartoons and stuff, and you're sitting there, and you're like, "Oh my gosh, dude, this is like straight legit good."
mhm.
Especially when they do like those videos, the ones where
Oh, how
they
to or whatever.
yes, and then he was in the games, and you're like, dude, yeah. Old Donald Duck is great. The new stuff's really weird. The new
Yeah.
stuff's everything. All the new stuff's weird to me, but
There was a funny one. Now, I'm gonna bring this up really quick. Masks are not political, so I'm gonna talk about masks. But there is a funny like thing with Goofy, like how to wear a mask It was on Disney Plus. It was just, just him fumbling, try to putting on a mask to go into the outside world. And it's just like, man, this is
Hilarious.
really good. Like, I like this. Like, good on you to make something informative and something funny, because even I enjoyed it. Um,
Very true.
but yeah, so I played some Kingdom Hearts, and then also playing. I guess I played a little bit more of Smash Bros with Sora and getting a little better with him. I'm still bad at Smash Bros, even though people say I'm fine, but I'm bad against the people who I normally play with, so I don't know what that makes me. Average maybe, I'm not sure. But so yeah, I'm still losing, but still having fun. And then let's see here. A little bit more Kingdom Hearts on my Switch, so like the rhythm game and stuff, since I had it in there, so I was popping that in and playing. But the big thing is what I've been playing for the past day, I should say, has been Nintendo Switch Online released N64 and Genesis. So yeah, we have that with the new Genesis, or with the new Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack thing. So I was actually able to use coins as well. So I thought that was really cool that you can use coins to pay for your subscription. Because it was like 33 something including tax, and then I used my coins and it was like under $30. It was like 27 or something like that. So yeah, I was able to use that and get that, and I downloaded N64. I downloaded Genesis, and then I also went onto my Japanese account and downloaded N64 on there, and then downloaded Mega Drive on there, as what they called Genesis everywhere except here. And just to see, because that's what I do with all these things. Like I have the Super Famicom and the Famicom on there as well, because sometimes there's different games on there, and a lot of those older games don't require you to read, or they're easy enough to read where you can just like kind of learn certain things. So yeah, that's why I have them, and it's actually really simple. Like if anyone's ever curious, like you should be able to look it up how to make a Japanese account. I don't remember the email I used. I think it was probably like my Gmail or something, but basically what you have to do is like make a Nintendo account, and then link it to one of the Switch profiles, and then make sure that the region of it is just Japan, and then that's it. Like you don't need to do anything special because you're not buying anything off of it. What you're doing is just
Right.
downloading the free thing, because like you don't need Nintendo Switch Online for that profile, because it'll recognize, oh, your American one has the Nintendo Switch Online, so it just that unlocks everything. So you're able to just play all of these on their own. So I really just use it, yeah, just to download that stuff, and that's it. But yeah, there's not really much difference between Japan and America. The only difference, I would say, we got Dr. Mario 64 and they got nothing. We got an extra game, which is just really weird. Mm.
That's kind of funny, actually. I mean, well, not for them, but
Yeah, I just thought it was really weird because like we both got Sin and Punishment, and that's a Japanese game. But I know they've been trying to show us that since the first Virtual Console on the Wii, because they released Sin and Punishment 2 over here in America, and they're like, oh, you need to play the first one. Here, we're not gonna really translate it, but here it is. But like, yeah, so you got stuff like yeah, Mario Kart, you got Yoshi's Story, you got all this other stuff there. And on the Genesis side, you got like Castlevania Bloodline, Sonic 2, Strider, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, stuff like that, which is also Puyo Puyo. So a cool thing is like if you use the Mega Drive version instead, the Japanese one, it's a completely different game. It's Puyo Puyo instead of Dr. Robotnik, because like they're just like the same game, just different styles on them. And that's the same thing that happens with with the Genesis Mini. Like if you change the language, it switches between Puyo Puyo and Mean Bean Machine. So I thought that was pretty cool. But things I've really been playing on there, not really much. I played a little bit of a Castlevania Bloodlines just to test it out, and it feels really nice. Little bit of Sonic 2, and I think I played a little bit of what's the one where he looks like a sun? It's like
Oh,
Sinstar or something.
Rhinestar.
Rhinestar. Yeah, so I played a little bit of that for the first time today. I don't understand it. I don't get it. It's weird.
Welcome to the world of Genesis games. Like Last Battle is actually Fist of the North Star. If you did not know what that was, you're like, I have no idea what this game's all about. This
Mm-hmm.
is weird. It makes no sense.
But so yeah, I just played a little bit of Genesis, but on the N64 I played a lot more. Like yeah, I played some let's see, I played a little bit of Tenet. I played a little bit of everything, honestly. But I started with Yoshi's Story. If is that over there? Yeah, I guess it is. I can't reach it. I don't want to reach it. Um, but I should have a Yoshi Story guidebook over there still, like my actual strategy guide from when I was a kid. Um, because yeah, that's just one of my favorites. It's just a simple platformer, or at least I thought it was simple. And then I tried playing it today. I was like, man, I keep dying. And the problem with Yoshi's Story is that you have a set lot of Yoshis, and every time you die, one of the Yoshis gets kidnapped by the Kameks, and then they just fly into the castle. So then you just keep losing more Yoshis essentially. Like they all keep getting kidnapped as you lose. Um, so yeah, I didn't really have any issues. I played some Zelda as well. Didn't really have any issues as well, as far as I could tell. But I know a lot of people have been complaining about Nintendo Switch Online, quote unquote complaining. Um, like, hey, there's issues with it. There's input lag. There's frame rate issues. There's also some other stuff here, some audio delay stuff. But also, I've noticed there's some issues with fog and other things. So, like, basically, the N64 on there is running way better than it did originally. So, like, there's no more of that, like, fog that hides, like, loading, which is bad for a lot of things. Like, there's a picture that's been shown off where in Ocarina of Time, where you're in, I think it's like the Shadow Temple or something, and you're fighting Shadow Link, like in that like empty, like, I don't know, pond type thing, and there's like a little island in the middle, and it's just very foggy. There's no fog, and so you can't really see the water at all, and it just like looks really bad. Um, so like
It,
I don't know, like that's something that you could fix.
it's so funny because looking at um, some stuff. Well, I guess I should let you introduce the story, but I was rereading stuff here about what people were saying. But
Yeah. Um, yeah. So I'm going off of Matt Perslow from IGN. Players report Nintendo Switch Online N64 games suffering from input lag, frame rate issues. Some fans are unhappy with the performance in Nintendo's new expansion pack. Um, so yeah, there's just a lot of things that people are just complaining about: input lag and audio, like I said earlier. But I do know Game Explain kind of showed, and they specifically said, we are not experts. We don't have the tools of this, but here's like what you can kind of see, and it seems to be like this many frames off. And then people are taking that as gospel, and they're like, "Oh, it's this many frames off." No, they said that they're not experts, and they're not sure if that's the exact measurement. Like,
yeah,
calm
I was
down.
actually looking the the famed this guy is like a speedrunner, and I looked at his Twitter and he says, "Holy shit! On the Switch, it's so bad it might actually be worse than the Wii U Virtual Console."
There's no way.
And he's got like Mario Kart running there of the different, things going, and the frames are all posted. Um, you know, here's the thing: is this is a launch? It's a
Yeah.
launch of things here. They'll fix it.
Yep.
Uh, to be honest, I still don't agree with the price hike. I mean, I'm not going to do it until they do something more that would be worth my while.
Hmm.
Um, but this just launched, you
Yep.
know. But in the same token, if they're going to charge a premium dollar now, they need to launch with better. Let's go way back in the day when the PlayStation Plus launched. Uh, there were very little problems.
Hmm.
The game showed up on time. It locked your console to play online if you didn't have PlayStation. Or no, at first it didn't have that. It just was free games every month, and then discounts, and
Yeah.
everything worked day one.
Yeah.
And it was a very big thing. So if you're going to charge a premium and you're going to be that company that does that, and you want to run with the big dogs, then you need to make sure your product is up to par and running.
Now this is
Yeah,
it's probably sort of obvious, but I will say that Genesis ran super smoothly because it's Genesis.
right.
Genesis does have the rewind feature as well and stuff and save states. On the N64, it does not have rewind, so that is a thing I learned the bad way, I guess, because I was like, oh man, oh well, okay, I guess I can rewind. Nope, won't let me.
Well, and you also got to take in consideration that Genesis is 16-bit, which
Yep.
they've already done with the Super Nintendo. So, I mean, here's the thing: is if you thought when you got this and you upgraded and you paid either the $50 or you paid the $80 that this thing was going to go off with a hitch, no, because it's Nintendo. But it has no warrant for you going on and calling Nintendo frauds and some of these other comments about this is bull. Look, you didn't have to upgrade. You could have stayed where you were at.
Yep.
And if you upgraded and you thought, hey, there's going to be no hitch, it's going to be like, bam, let's look at other online things that Nintendo's done that have been bad.
Yep.
So, I mean, yeah, but in the same token, they were like, hey, we want to charge a premium like Xbox and PlayStation. Then you got to make sure it runs like those. And I'll be honest, like Xbox's their stuff when they moved to the Game Pass was flawless. I mean,
Yeah.
it literally was like, bam, here it is. They had a couple hiccups and they were fixed within the hour. My question is going to be, how long is this going to take for them to fix it?
Yeah, I don't know, but also here's the thing as well. It's not really noticeable. The lag isn't really noticeable from playing it. Like I can definitely tell there's something there because I have I don't know, I played these games before, but also give it 2 minutes, you'll be adjusted to it. You're fine. Stop complaining, essentially. Like the only people that are complaining are just these people who like to complain, and then these speedrunners who are trying to do all these other weird things to it. And like there's a part where like I guess adult Link equips in Ocarina of Time equips like the Deku nuts or like the shell or whatever, to like but you're to like use it, but you're not allowed to use it because like adult never has those, and it's like a weird glitch where like you pull like a invisible sword and then your torso's all like torn around and it crashes the game on Nintendo Switch, and on other emulators it still goes now. And they're using that as an example of like Nintendo Switch Online emulation's bad because it crashes. You're messing with the game and doing weird glitches. Of course it should crash. Like honestly, it shouldn't be doing that to begin with.
Well, I
So
think we should go back to the old Genesis commercials when it was Genesis versus Nintendo.
Nintendo,
Genesis,
yeah, Nintendo,
it was like, what was it? Genesis does what Nintendo don't.
yeah,
That's what's happening right now. All you haters on the Genesis, man, those games are probably working great
they are.
because if
And
you're
again, like Castlevania, feels really good, especially like the button placement because it's the 3 button thing. B is your jump, and then Y is your whip. So it feels great.
yeah, I
But
think the
then
only other
N64 just feels weird though.
right, I think the only other thing I heard of is a couple of people got the N64 controller the one that Nintendo was selling, and there was some issues where it didn't work very well on the Switch. Was the only other thing I heard. But
Huh.
again, there'll be a software update. It'll get fixed. I
Yeah, I
mean,
wonder though, because like yeah, those controllers get updates quite frequently. Um, and like yeah, those controllers just came out too. Because like I was able to order, and then Zach, friend of the show, Key to the World podcast, check him out. He was able to get N64 controller as well today. He was the one who actually texted me. He's like, "Hey, they're available," and just sent me a link, a direct link to it. I was like, "Yes, thank you." And then I
yeah,
got that, and then I got a Super Nintendo controller as well since I don't have one.
yeah. I
Um,
mean,
yeah,
I think, like I said, I think, and before you know it, this is going to all be fixed. I think they're going to be able to get it fixed. But again, this was a premium thing that you paid extra for that you didn't have to.
yep,
In the same token, if you thought that this was going to go with no hitches on games this old, you just, and you're talking about not like N64 or talking about like Super Nintendo and stuff like that. Those games are pretty easy to emulate, where N64 is a little bit harder to
yep,
emulate. So, I mean, I'm not upgrading to it yet. I was not a huge N64
yeah,
person. The only thing that's killing me, and I know Alex knows this, is I really want to play those Genesis games on the go,
do it,
especially Streets of Rage.
do it.
But I'm going to vote with my wallet and say, Nintendo, you're overcharging for a family account. That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to be bitching and moaning about it. I'm just going to be like, look, I think it's too much. Now, if they put in and say, look, we're going to do Game Boy games now as well,
So
that's
there's
worth my
been
money.
kind of a rumor. Someone actually did like a data mine thing, and they saw like how there's an extra place, like the way that things are named, and yeah, it's like 0 1 is like NES, 0 2 is Super Nintendo, blah blah blah, and there's a 4 that's just missing. Like it goes 3 and then 5. So like yeah, we could be seeing Game Boy and stuff like that. Hopefully soon. Maybe who knows? Yeah, maybe we'll see it around in December, and they're like, hey, we got something special for you too. Here's this.
I, I think I think that's a possibility. But again, like I said, like I need something else, because I know what's gonna happen is Nintendo's gonna be like, oh, this is great, and then it's gonna be like 3 months down the road. Oh, by the way, we haven't forgot about you. Here's this obscure N64 game that no one asked for.
Yeah, even when Nintendo though like doesn't support you or does weird financial decisions, in the long run it seems to benefit you. So like for example, I bought a 3DS, original 3DS, when it first came out, and it was expensive. It was like $250 or something, and then they knocked down the price a year later to 200 or something like that. And because they knocked down the price so early, um, they gave people this thing called the ambassador program. So basically, if you logged onto the eShop at a certain time with your old DS, then you would be an ambassador, which means you got 10 free NES games and 10 free Game Boy Advance games. And they never released Game Boy Advance games on the 3DS, like
I
officially.
remember that.
So, like, sometimes it pays to support them early, even if they are doing weird Nintendo decisions. Like yeah, like I don't know. It's possible you might pay out later. They might do something for you and help you out. But also though, this is more of a subscription thing than an actual physical hardware thing. But who knows?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we will. The only time we'll tell what happens there. I kind of feel like Nintendo reminds me of like that kid that touches the electric fence, and they're like, "Oh my god, it's electric," and then 5 seconds later, they're touching that electric fence again. You know?
See, now I'm thinking of Ren and Stimpy, where they play "Don't Whiz" on the electric fence, like that
Oh,
board game.
I totally took that from Peter Griffin from somewhere in the Peter Griffin universe.
Yeah, but
Yep.
yeah, I'm hoping soon we can turn Ben to the dark side and learn of Darth Mario the Wise, and have him start playing some N64 with us on stream, because that'd be, or Genesis. We could play Contra. We could play Contra together. Come on, Ben, do it, do it. And this is a tangent to, I'm skipping the second story and moving it around. Star Wars. um we yeah, so Hayden Christensen is actually returning in the Star Wars Ahsoka series. This comes from a Hollywood Reporter. Basically says like, yeah, the actor will reprise the role of Anakin Skywalker, aka Darth Vader, in Ahsoka. And this is going to be the Disney Plus show. I still haven't seen the second season of Mandalorian. I guess I've only seen the first episode of it, of season 2. And that was really interesting because I don't want to spoil things because I wasn't spoiled for so long on certain things. But seeing armor on someone else, I was like, come on, man. But yeah,
all that is explained. All that's explained.
Yeah, it's all great. But
Oh,
yeah, Rosario Dawson, I guess she was in Mandalorian as Ahsoka Tano, and hang on.
I will say, because I have seen it, was spoiler free. Um, I love season 2. Season 2 just ramps it back up. But before this, Alex and I were talking about the prequels. I think the prequels are not as bad as what everyone thinks. I think there's some dialogue and some parts that are cringy.
But that's what makes them good sometimes too, you know?
I don't know,
I
like
think they're
Attack of the
funny.
Clones. I think Attack of the Clones, when they're like playing the field together, it just got really weird
It's
for
like
me.
sand, so rough and coarse and rough.
I am so glad that they got rid of Jar Jar Binks for the most part. Jar Jar was awful. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he
I
was.
know I knew what they were trying to go with him. It kind of reminds me of the funny parts with Chewbacca from the original series,
Mm-hmm.
from like New Hope, because there's all these funny one-liners with Chewbacca. But you know what the difference is? Chewbacca's not annoying,
Mm-hmm.
and he's not useless either. As where Jar Jar is completely useless.
Okay.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I think the prequels are not that bad if you, especially the third one. I think the third one's really good.
I actually
But
like the first one a lot. Honestly, like even though it has Jar Jar, Darth Maul is amazing.
oh yes,
Um,
he is.
Qui-Gon Jinn is amazing. Young Obi-Wan's amazing. Pod racing is super cool. No matter what you say, pod racing is awesome. Um, like yeah, there's midi chlorians and stuff like that. Whatever. Like who cares? Um, no one really references that. If they do, it's so small, like it doesn't matter. People just get hung up over little things here or there. But like that's an actually like fun movie. Attack of the Clones is the one that I don't like out of the three. It goes 1-3-2, I believe, for me for those. But yeah, so I pause on this Hollywood Reporter thing because it says Rosario Dawson is starring as the fan favorite character Ahsoka Tano, a Jedi Knight survivor popular on the animation side of Star Wars, who made her live action debut in the second season of The Mandalorian. She is not a Jedi Knight. She's not.
No.
She's not a Jedi at all. She left the Jedi Order. She's not a Jedi. Come on. Come
Oh,
on, Hollywood Reporter. Come on.
I think the only thing funnier than that is I think it was like a TikTok where some news lady was like, because I love the Marvel universe. One of my favorite characters is Superman. That's DC lady.
Yeah.
But coming down to like what this show's going to be, I think that's great. I think that's great that they're getting people from other roles to come in. I mean, maybe they'll do. I know they talked about a bounty hunter thing, show,
Mm-hmm.
and
For a
I think
while,
they
yeah.
should. Yeah, I think they should. I think they should do maybe like a couple episodes, like what they do with Visions, and do like these
Yeah.
crazy ones with all these different anime directors that
Yeah.
talk and do like storyline for Dengar or Bosk. Um,
IG-88.
yeah, because to be honest, I don't remember Bosk getting killed ever.
Yeah, I don't think he did
He,
either.
he's still out there, you
He could
know.
be. Yeah. But yeah, I remember even before watching Mandalorian, I knew there was some controversy over that one actress who just kept saying stupid stuff on Twitter and just like racist things on Twitter and stuff too, and just very heavy things. And like Disney was like, "Hey, this is like the fifth time you've done this. You're gone. We gave you a lot of slack, and yeah, no, you're
Yeah.
canceled." And
Okay.
yeah, because well, yeah, like you were saying, like a bounty hunter show. Like she was originally supposed to be in a spinoff, and then it got canceled because she ruined it.
I mean, come on, Hollywood, number one, if you get a Disney contract, that literally is like Scrooge McDuck money. I'm pretty sure he delivers your cash to you. Don't screw it up. Keep your mouth shut. Everyone's allowed to have their own views, and it's your right to say what you want. That is very true. That also means you can get your ass fired from a major studio who's going to give you a spinoff. I mean, what is she doing? I mean, she literally was doing some low budget movies with Steven Seagal.
Yeah.
That tells you, I mean, that's what she was doing before. She did a movie with Steven Seagal. That tells you your career shit. Okay. When
Yep.
you do, at this point, you're doing a movie with Steven Seagal. And
That
then
means
she
our
said,
careers are better because we're not doing movies with Steven Seagal.
right. He, my son in preschool is doing better than Steven Seagal right now. I mean, he's one ham sandwich away from a heart attack. But like, I guess my thought is with that we've talked about before is if you get a this is the third person I've known him that's gotten fired from Disney for saying stupid shit. Uh, Disney, if you're listening, give me your money. I will not say anything stupid online. You won't even see me with that kind of money.
Disney, if you're listening, give me all your money, please. Aha! Okay,
I,
Ben,
I
we'll give you your money.
I also want to have access whenever I'd like to go with my buddies and drink in the castle at Disney World, whatever we want.
Also, give me more Kingdom Hearts merch at Disney. Although that's been happening. I've been seeing quick little thing again. I've been seeing a lot of TikToks where like people are getting like little like Disney pins of Mickey with the Keyblade, and then you can buy Kingdom Hearts phone cases and like all this other stuff. They're finally doing it, and they're finally doing
I
Kingdom Hearts merch.
I think they realize that it's like a total moneymaker. It really is. I
But like
mean,
they should have
look at
realized that a long time ago. It was so big even back in 2004 or 5 or 6 or whenever that came out. Whenever
I
2
mean
came out.
look at what was it? Hallmark is doing a Kingdom Hearts Disney, but it's Mickey with the Keyblade.
Yeah,
Um, and then last year they did Sora. I think was it last year? I don't remember,
I think so.
but they did do one. It's not as good as the Mickey one, but yeah,
Yeah.
I totally went on a tangent there.
No, it's fine. It's
Famous
it's
people.
my fault because we were just talking about our good pal Disney.
Well, yet again, if there's any famous people that are listening, don't say stupid crap anywhere where it's gonna get recorded.
Yeah,
God,
just never say that Skyrim is the worst game ever and you should be fine. Oh no. Oh no, I said it. I said the
somewhere,
truth. I'm sorry.
somewhere, right now, Spencer looks up and goes, "Someone's talking about Skyrim."
I thought you just me like Todd Howard would be like, "Hey, it just works."
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Yeah. But yeah, that's our little Star Wars news there. Let's see. I was originally gonna bring up something shorter, but then I went into the do it, and then I was like, yeah, we have to talk about Star Wars now. Okay, so we'll calm down a little bit. We're gonna calm down, keep cool, and now we'll talk about Grand Theft Auto. So Grand Theft Auto trilogy. This is another IGN article just because it's easier and they give out the least amount of ads, so that's why I like IGN. Like even if you have ad blocker and stuff, sometimes it yells at you and whatever, but like IGN, even when you have ad blocker off, like yeah, it has the least amount of ads. I love you IGN for that. Good job. Um but yeah, Grand Theft Auto the trilogy definitive edition is now available for pre-order. There's physical and there is digital. Um digital pre-orders have begun and they're going to be $60. It's going to release November 11th this year for PC, PS5, PS4, Series X, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. and physical copies of the game are coming out on December 7th. Um, yeah, I think it's kind of cool how it's all $60 at least.
Yeah.
And like I
Um,
have seen the trailer of like how they did clean it up. Like it still looks very cartoony and like not all of it looks great, but like they definitely did like a lot of quality of life to these games.
oh yeah. And I feel like these three games are what made Grand Theft Auto. Uh, and I know that I was reading comments where people were like, "Oh, it's just Rockstar. Where's our Grand Theft Auto 6?" Okay, supporting this game is going to get you that other game a lot quicker.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's done. It's done. They're ready to show it to you. And anyway, like Grand Theft Auto 3 was like my first of the series,
Hmm.
and it blew my mind.
Hmm.
You could walk into a store, you could do whatever you wanted, and as they got better, to or Vice City was 80s, and it was God, it was great. And then of course, then you have San Andreas, which is more of the 90s gangster rap era.
Yep.
But like all three of these games, first off, the two after the first one are large games, huge games. And to get all three of them remastered and redone and on a PS5
And Switch.
or in Switch, that's awesome. Now, do you think the Switch is going to be physical or is it going to be cloud based?
It is physical, but I believe you have to do a big download with it. I think that's what's came out about it. Similar, like I have LA Noir on my Switch. But yeah, you have to do a download. Like the cartridge only does so much, and you have to have a SD card for the rest of it.
Yeah.
But
Well,
honestly, like that's fine because a lot of people have big SD cards anyway. And I really did enjoy playing LA Noir on my Switch. I love that game, and that's probably one of my favorite Rockstar games. So I'm hoping they do a sequel someday. But like, yeah, it just makes sense to. There are some issues if you try to put something on a Switch and make it portable, but as long as it works, so.
I think this is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I like this better than them putting Grand Theft Auto 5 on next gen. I'll be honest. I mean, I have it for PC. I think it was a free download on Epic one time,
Yeah,
and I don't care. I don't care about 5. I have finished the 3 and 2, but I never finished San Andreas because
I played those three. I started with 4 though, so like yeah, I haven't really. I don't think I finished one at all.
three's if you do straight missions, I mean, it's really not a long game.
Mm-hmm.
Two's much bigger. It's a bigger area. There's more things to do. Boats are included. Um, and then, of course, the other, I think, I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure San Andreas actually uses cover, which they never used in games before,
Hmm.
any of them. Grand Theft Auto 3, you just got to run and shoot.
Yeah.
But I think this is great. I personally will be waiting for the physical copy.
Yep.
Uh, but how cool is that to be loading it up on your PS5 or your Switch, all the traveling for the holidays, and you're playing Grand Theft Auto? I think that's freaking awesome.
That's super cool. Yeah, man, video games are awesome sometimes where you can just I mean the Switch is really cool. I just wish that they had a more powerful Switch, but like yeah, just having these 3 big games on your Switch and again, yeah, take it with you on the holidays and take it on a plane. Just make sure you're not sitting beside a kid and he sees I don't know, like he or she just sees like things that they shouldn't be seeing. um
Well, I will tell you three. I will tell you right now, three is the one you got to watch because you get girlfriends, and then you go to their house and you have sex, and everything is verbal. You don't see anything,
mm,
but it's all very much. Yeah, it's very open. So just be forewarned if you've never played these before. And if you're gonna play them, bring headphones.
be
You can
sure
play it on your
to
Switch.
mute them. Yeah, headphones, the works. Um, but yeah, again, yeah, November 11th digitally, December 7th physically. Um, the last thing on our news docket here today, kind of just touching base on this a little bit. State of Play is happening on the day of this recording, so the 27th, um, at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. BST. What's BST? British?
No, maybe.
If you're watching Australian, then that would be 28th, 7 a.m. Australian East. Okay. Um, but yeah, it's gonna be about 20 minutes, and it's about third-party games for PS4 and PS5. Um, I honestly don't know what they're gonna show because who knows? Define. Yeah. Well. Oh, I didn't mean for
We're
that to
yawning.
happen. Yeah. Define yawning. Define like third party. Like, are we gonna see more like Final Fantasy 16? Are we gonna see Final Fantasy the origin? Um, maybe some stuff about even though Guardians just came out, and Guardian. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Guardians isn't doing too bad. Like, it just came out and it's reviewing pretty well, um, which is good. But yeah, like maybe we'll see more stuff just about Guardians, of that game. I don't know. There's a lot of different things that we could see. I don't know.
Yeah,
What are you expecting since it's just third
uh,
party?
I don't know. Obviously, the updates are going to be. I don't know. I don't picture this thing being more than 30 minutes. I really don't think they have much to talk about. I think they'll hit us with some sort of zinger of some third party, um, something coming out that's going to come out, and you're going to be like, "Oh, hey, this is out now." You know,
Mm,
that's going to be awesome. I think that's going to be great. But other than that, I don't really know what they're going to talk about.
yeah.
Um, I don't know. I just think it's so weird that they're doing this now when they don't really have any big products for the holiday. Um, as where Xbox has got their big things going on, obviously, and then Nintendo's got their new Switch that came out. That's like their big push.
Yep.
Um, Plus, we still have two Pokemon games coming out, this year, even though they're remastered or remakes or whatever. But it's weird. It definitely is weird, and I don't know, man. I really want them to come out and go, oh, by the way, we're doing this. What I would love for them to do is say, hey, if you have a PlayStation Plus and you want to give us $10 more, we will give you access to Crunchyroll, because then they just buy that not too long ago.
Yeah,
They
but
bought something.
they bought that because, well, yeah, Sony bought that because now they kind of have a monopoly, kind of, because they're checking to see if they did or not. And that's why it took so long, because they own Funimation and Crunchyroll, which are the two
Right.
biggest ones. The only other one you can think of, I guess, is Sentai with High Dive, or there's a couple others that here or there, but like Crunchyroll and Funimation are the biggest ones. So for them to be owned by the same people, it's crazy.
Yeah, I want to see that, or I want to see some big announcement with their PlayStation Plus. Obviously, they're hearing about Nintendo. And whether you love or hate Nintendo's idea of what they think is online, um, they still got to be okay. So this is happening, or even better, which would totally kick butt. And I know the thing is going to happen. What if at the very end they go, "Oh, by the way, if you have our PlayStation Plus for $10 more for the next year, you can get." They're just going to roll PlayStation Now into that.
Hmm.
I don't think either of those things are going to happen, but uh, I mean, I don't even know what third party game they could show that would be like, oh, hey, this is coming out this year.
I think it's just gonna be stuff that comes out next year, or they're gonna show off Call of Duty.
Yeah, well, I think Call of Duty, because they've got exclusive maps on PlayStation versus Xbox.
Yeah,
So
so it's probably gonna be like Call of Duty, Battlefield, like all that kind of stuff. You're probably just gonna see that for 20 minutes. I don't know. Did Rainbow Six come out yet? Extinction or whatever that is. So like you might see that again.
I wonder how that game's doing because that's not what I hear people playing. I mean, I obviously you can go right now onto Twitch and see people play it,
Hmm.
but you know what they're playing? They're playing Call of Duty, and when Battlefield comes out, that's what they're gonna be playing.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. It's just a weird thing, and like the fact that I'm just now hearing about it. Like you said, oh yeah, there's a state of play. Uh, I would feel there should have been more hype behind this one.
Yeah, because it was announced either yesterday or a couple days ago. Because I was just like, oh, okay, this is happening. Yeah, I don't know. I expect maybe some Final Fantasy stuff because also Endwalker comes out here in the upcoming month. The latest Final Fantasy 14 expansion. So yeah, it's possible we could see more of that too.
Yeah, I mean, maybe next week we could talk more about it, and maybe I'm just gonna be super excited that it blew my mind. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this just happened. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I don't think right now I'm just like, let's see what happens.
Yeah,
Uh, I- and like I said, I didn't even know about it until you said something, and I'm looking at the IGN article about it. There's nothing.
yeah.
It's only
There's nothing that we know. Yeah,
and it's only 20 minutes.
yeah. So who really knows, indeed. But yeah. By the time this posts, actually, by the time this posts, you still might be in the dark as we are until 5
We
Eastern.
all know, yeah.
But
Come on, Nintendo or not Nintendo, Sony. So frustrating.
yeah. Um, but anyway, yeah, that has been our podcast today. Get Out of Gaming episode 42. We like to end our episodes helping out friends of the show and things like that, plugging other content and things like that. Go ahead and I think I tweeted for him a few days ago. But go ahead if you're not already. Go ahead and follow the Dana Master on Twitch. He also has a Twitter as well. But yeah, you can go ahead and follow him on there. He streams and speedruns like Sekiro, and he plays some Smash. I think we're gonna try to do some Smash here on Thursday. Um, but yeah, go ahead and check him out because he's trying to hit affiliate. He's really close to it. He just needs a few more followers. So we would appreciate it if you could show some love and help him out. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, just check us out on Facebook and Twitter. The poll technically ended, but I don't care. You can still vote. Go ahead and go vote. Go to
I mean, we have a tiebreaker right now.
yeah, exactly. We have a tie on our Twitter. Um, if you go to
I only,
Facebook and take a look at our Kingdom Hearts draft that we did a while ago, you can see all the lists and the categories, and just vote for the best list, the list that you think is the best. Um,
and I think you should vote for mine because I am so close to winning.
I mean, with that logic, they should vote for me as well
Nah,
because we're both
nah.
1v1, and then Zach has nothing. But also,
Oh, Zach.
I mean, no one voted. Like barely anyone voted, I guess. So, I know one person who voted, and then the other person I think was someone random who doesn't even listen to us. Um,
But that's okay because they could be listening right now, and you're
they
awesome
could,
because
yeah, yeah, and you're awesome. Thank you for joining. Thank you for following. Thank you for subscribing. Go ahead and subscribe if you're not already on our YouTube, and go ahead and follow and everything. Download the podcast if you're available. Listen on Spotify. Um, all those crazy places. But yeah, do you have anything else to say to the lovely people today, Ben?
I just want to say real quickly, I don't talk about numbers, but thank you to everybody that has been downloading and streaming. Uh, Alex and I, we talk every week numbers, and this has been the best we've been in a while. We had a big dip for a while, missed some episodes in December of last year, which kind of hurt us up until now. But you know what? Thank you for doing what you've been doing. I know not everyone wants to hear my voice. I sound like a 70-year-old woman that smoked and drank coffee 50,000 times a day, but thank you very much. I mean, we love doing this, and for us just to see those numbers go up, that's a big deal for us.
Hmm.
So, also, I'm going to post a link in our Facebook and Twitter. We have a way of you guys doing voicemails. We would love to hear your voicemails. Um, that'd be great just to hear some of those, and
That would
maybe we'll
be
put some.
Yeah, that'd be really awesome. Now, I will say the reason why a lot of people haven't done it, and I've told them to do it, because you do have to make an Anchor account or you have to log in with Anchor. That's the only thing
Yes.
that's stopping you from doing this. But yes, please just make a burner account if you really want to for Anchor, and
Yeah.
yeah, just leave us a voicemail. We'll if it's appropriate, we will put on here. If it's not appropriate, we'll make fun of you and talk about it.
Yes, we will probably do that. That's probably going to happen.
Yeah.
But yes, again, thank you for all your support and keep downloading and subscribing. And I think the only thing left to say is get at it.
Get at it.